Hello, Dr. Hank. It's such a pleasure to see you today. How are you?
Hello, Sandy. I'm living the dream, thank you. What about you?
Oh, living the dream. I tell you, some days I'm like, pinch myself, right?
Two happy people here, uplifting all of
Uh,
your beautiful audience. Hello.
well, it is a requirement to be on my podcast is that you have to be a
Yeah,
happy person.
right,
At
exactly.
least most of the time. We all have our, struggles and this and that. But so I want to talk about your 16 best-selling books, and I don't know that we're going to be able to get to all of them, but we can talk
Yeah,
about a couple. But
sure.
before we get to that, I want to hear about how you're a walking miracle. Like, tell me how you got to this point.
Yeah,
Like what is all that about? That's so intriguing.
you bet. Well, again, thank you so much. And I think everybody's going to really enjoy what I have to share with you today because we really are all walking miracles. And I'm a mental scientist, and my teaching and in my 16 book, it actually shows what scientists in the last 5 years have proven that our thoughts become things. And according to all the disciplines of science, quantum physics, physicists, molecular biologists, that all of them have agreed on 3 steps to create any and everything that we want. And that first step is so everything starts for our dreams to come true. Everything starts with our thought and with our powerful thought. And we have 60,000 thoughts a day, and about
Mm.
80% of those thoughts are what I call unwanted thoughts, but what most people would say are negative thoughts. So 80% of all these 60,000 thoughts we have every day are negative. And what's even kind of more astonishing is that 95% of those thoughts are the same thoughts we had yesterday, which means that we get the same tomorrows. So it
Did you
really
say
all starts.
nine? I'm sorry, did you say 95%?
95% of the thoughts that we have are the same
Wow.
thoughts that we had yesterday, which
No kidding.
scientists say step one is with our all powerful thoughts. That starts everything in our life for our dreams to come true. And no wonder why most of us aren't experiencing, the life that we want is because most of those thoughts are unwanted or negative thoughts. Gee, I hope I don't get COVID. Hope there's bad traffic. Hope I don't lose this job. Whatever it is, your prayer, if you will, is our thoughts every moment of every day. It's not when our hands are folded and on our knees. Our prayer is every moment of every day. And so back to the scientists that they say that our thoughts, at step one, create energy. And that energy is actually our emotions. So
Mhm.
one of my books is Think, Feel, and Grow Rich. And the feel is capitalized because it's all about how we feel. So for example, and why we don't create the things that we want to is we'll say things like, oh, I want more money. But really, what we're saying, what we're feeling is, I don't have enough money. And so what happens is that your higher power, your subconscious mind, God, whatever you want to call it, that says, oh, I'll make sure you get not enough money. So even though we think we're praying, oh, I want more money, that we're really not feeling that. So it's really a key to everything is about our feelings. So thoughts create energy. And then according to the scientists, that energy creates matter, matter. And this is why thoughts become things. So back to the my miraculous experience and a walking miracle, that about 7 years ago, I was involved in a massive car accident. It totaled my car and it totaled my body. And I was told that I would never walk again. I was paralyzed from my waist down and told that basically I am permanently, and I'm a Vietnam veteran, and so I'm permanently homebound and permanently disabled rest of my life. Well, I just decided not to honor the God of other people's opinion, to include doctors, and I love the doctors, thank you very much. But and that God is a small g, by the way, the God of other people's opinion. And so I decided to have my opinion with God, and what did we want? And I had a vision of me walking. So every day, I would breathe in and continuous, ceaseless prayer, if you will. And I would just think about me walking and about how me getting around and dancing and twirling around. And meanwhile, I'm laying in this bed where I can't even feel my legs. One day, during one breath, and our breath is so powerful, and it really is everything. The word spirit in the Bible actually means breath, and so it's our whole life. Your breath can literally guide you to all your dreams as well. And so in one breath, all of a sudden, I felt a little tingling in my right toe. And
Wow.
Sandy, I went, woo! And so I know this also, that whatever I focus my attention on will grow. If I'm mad at somebody, then not only will I be more mad at them, but I'll attract more people to get mad at. And so I know whatever I focus my thoughts on, that I'll get more of. So I focus my entire thoughts on, oh, I just love this tingling in my little toe, and it's so beautiful. And breath after breath, day after day. And soon that energy started to move up my right leg, across my waist, down my leg, and voila. And I love doing this. That I'm a walking miracle.
You are. And for those who are just listening, he just got up out of his chair and turned around and walked back and sat back down. So,
yeah. And
wow.
so that's really, and the beauty again is that we're all walking miracles.
Yes.
We can be, do, and have everything that we want. And it all is dependent. Doesn't matter what's going on right now. Doesn't matter who likes you, doesn't like you, what color you are. Nothing matters other than what are you thinking about? And are you thinking about your bright future?
Well, as you were saying that, and you were talking about how you were being irritated with somebody, you're going to attract more of that. I mean, I actually have been living that today. Okay. And yes, I may be America's happiness coach, but I'm still human and I still have issues and irritabilities. And I was like, I take care of my mom, and she had like all of this fraudulent stuff in her bank, and they were nice enough, let's do it over the phone. And then I dial her in, and for like 5 minutes, I'm like, Mom, where are you? She just couldn't find the thing. It's like, but that was just the beginning of it. I won't bore you all with my frustrating day,
Right.
but I've made the shift, and I'm like, I did a bunch of breathing, and you just, but it's real. We all go through that. And those breathing exercises are so, no matter that you're dealing with something major like you, but these everyday little irritabilities or irritations rather, little things that are frustrating. It happens, and it's how you react.
Yeah. And so my counsel to you is, don't say, well, it's just human, and we all have that, and we all have our days and whatever, because then you're calling forth more of those days and more of all of whatever you don't want. So instead, and you actually mentioned breathing exercises, and I actually teach 3 different types of breathing. One breathing exercise is to actually become one with your higher power, God and all that is, whatever words you're using that, but to become one with your higher power. The second breathing exercise, and that's just deep breaths in and out. The next one is where we are breathing very deeply and quickly. And literally what it will do, it will raise your vibration and thus raise your point of attraction without you actually even having to think. And so it's just amazing on how these different breathing exercises can help you. I'm considered called a angel whisperer. And so the 7 archangels, that I communicate with them and for other people. And it is just incredible because through the ages, those that have walked before us have asked God all it is on certain principles, things they wanted. There were 7 different things that people wanted with, so for example, unconditional love, how to communicate. That's unconditional love is Archangel Shemuel, how to communicate more effectively, the angel of communication. So if any of you are looking to, gee, I want to communicate with my calls that I make or in the meetings I am or with my spouse or whatever it is, business, personal, that when you call on these amazing loving energies that are sent from our higher power, if you will, that it is incredible on how you can have a magical life every moment. And it's really all about this moment.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. So what do you say to somebody? Because I know, and I usually like to say, yeah, we're human, so that everybody gets that, you know what, there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
Because these thoughts are going to keep coming up. So what do you say to somebody to how to reduce that 80% of unwanted negative thoughts?
Yeah.
What do you, how do you tell people to handle that?
Absolutely, Sandy, and it's a great question, and that we can move those 80% of those negative unwanted thoughts, and so I have literally, and in fact, I want to give you and all of your wonderful people that are out there listening to us, that I have a gift to give you, and it's called the Joy Shop, and it will literally improve your thinking. It just takes about 10 minutes every day. And it's literally a time-proven process that I channel with divine intelligence. And so I'm given some of these answers to my questions. And this was one of the answers is, how do we improve our thoughts? And so it's this daily exercise, a time-proven way in order to improve your thoughts and really start pre-paving your day the way that you want it. Well, it's a way to become a deliberate creator. All of us are creators, again, with our thoughts, that we have the power with our thoughts to literally manage the energies that creates worlds into our own experience. So we can have it the way that we want it. It's just that we have been basically told, oh, you got to fight against this, or, you got to be guarded. And I mean, the number one fear in America is public speaking. I mean, why is that? Well, we were told as a child, oh, don't talk to strangers. And they had this emotion that vibrated to us like, you might die if you talk to strangers, right? And so we, as little kids, said, oh, my little boy, little girl, oh, my God. And we took that and put it into our subconscious mind, and we believed it. It's done to us as we believe. And thus we're afraid of talking with strangers, when really, hey, everybody that you know has been a stranger at some time. And what our parents were trying to protect us from, they actually were attracting it, okay, to us because they were thinking about that, and we caught that vibration. And so it's really about how we can change that thinking. And let me just share, so again, the Joy Shop is my gift to all of you, but let me share with you on what's going on here with our thoughts, is that I like to look at it as we have this committee up in our head, okay? And it's a beautiful, in our head, it's a beautiful mahogany table, and there's beautiful executive chairs all around this table. And you just, you think like, wow, this is the hottest, business room I've ever seen with these executives. And who's sitting around the table? is fear, false evidence appearing real, or fear, face everything and rise. Fear and worry and doubt and complaining and blame and shame, and at the head of the table is the judge. And do not judge. We got this judge up in our head, comparing us to other people, etc. And what I really call that, instead of the committee, it's the drunken monkey.
Yes. I interviewed somebody who Matthew Ferry.
Yeah, no, I don't, but yeah.
Yeah, but he uses the drunken monkey as well. I've heard that for many years.
And what I love about Sandee, what I love about your podcast is, first of all, just what an amazing name, Happiness Solved, because we're really here to ask for answers and solutions that solved, and we can get any answers and solutions. And if we have the power to think about it, whether we want, more money, more happiness, love, relationship, whatever we're looking for, that if we will just ask for answers and solutions, the Father will do the work. We don't have to do all the work. And so I love on how you have Happiness Solved. And truly, the name of the game is happiness. And why is that? Our soul, and again, I've channeled this information from divine intelligence, that our soul is here for 3 reasons. And so the first one is for growth. And we literally put the eternity into us, God, and all that is by having this contrast, these things we don't like. So this world has everything we want, everything we don't want, and we can't figure out what we want until we know what we don't want. So every one of these things have been a blessing. So one way to look at, this irritating, your mother can't get the, button or whatever it is, that when you look at everything as a blessing and it's leading us to what we do want, and so we have this growth. And when you see everything as a blessing, now you're living in the magic. And it's a magical life when you see everything as a blessing and everything playing out perfectly. And that's why we actually are perfect. But see, everybody says, I'm not perfect, I'm human. Okay, there's your prayer. Instead, hey, God has control, that I allow God to do this, and that everything becomes perfect. So number one reason why we're here is for growth, and that's going to happen whether we get what we want or not, because of the contrast. The second one, though, is for more freedom. We love freedom. And one of the beautiful, beautiful things of freedom is that money is actually a gift from God, and that I teach all about money, and I'm a wealth maker, and I help people. I helped over 100 people become millionaires last year. Because it's all about, in fact, I have a new program out called Easy Money, Easy Life. And it's just, fantastic. But money equals freedom. And so money is good. But what have we been brought up? The root of all evil is money, and, the filthy rich, and, your 5-year-old girl sitting there hearing filthy rich. Well, I don't want to be filthy. So we have all these things going on. So again, growth, freedom, but the prize of life is to have joy.
Yes.
And another word is, happiness. And so you're right on with what you're doing, is you're actually leading, you and your podcast are leading all of us to the prize. And that is this happiness. And that I guarantee you, all of you, that you can have happiness. And if anything, right now, in this red hot moment, each one of us can be happy.
Absolutely. I love everything you just said.
Great.
Wow. I've been taking notes. Okay. So let's go back to, because you said so many great things, but I want to talk about the money, because I feel like that's what so many people's Achilles heel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
So,
we want more.
Yeah.
Can you dumb it down for the listeners in
sure.
terms of the mindset around money? Because I know money's the same as this pen I'm holding.
Exactly.
Right? It's just a tool.
Right.
It's a tool. That's all it is.
It gives
and
us
we put
money.
Yeah.
Yes. And so our mindset. So again, I help people to be able to tap into their subconscious mind as well, and to overcome any beliefs that don't serve them. And pretty much all of us have beliefs that don't serve us around money. Again, I gave some examples on it, and it's really all misunderstandings that in the Bible,
Yeah.
that phrase, the root of all evil is the love of money, actually was talking about you should love God first. All things come from God. Don't love one thing, such as, here's the example, money, if you just love money. So it had nothing to do with money. It was just
Right.
giving an example on that. So the Bible also said that when two of you are gathered and come into agreement, paraphrasing, come into agreement, that it shall be manifested on earth. Well, the two of you aren't you and me, Sandee. It's my or your conscious mind and our subconscious mind. And so I'm also a behavioral psychologist. And so a lot of my peers will put you on a couch and say, well, let's dig up the problem, and how old were you when you had this? And you'll be sitting on that couch forever because wherever you direct your focus, it's going to expand. So you'll be going back to that psychiatrist till the day you transition back into the non-physical, if you will. And so what I have discovered, again, through divine intelligence, is a way to tap into that, to be able to use the conscious mind because it is the captain of your soul, if you will, but to be able to feed into the subconscious mind better thoughts. So people will teach, yeah, just say, I am rich, a million times and you'll become rich. No, you won't. And here's why. Is because your conscious mind says, I am rich, and your subconscious mind says, bullshit.
That's right.
And the reason why? Your conscious mind has been telling it for however many years, I don't have enough money, I can't afford this, all of these things. And so you won't be able to get in. And your subconscious mind actually creates your life. And so because of that, I've discovered, and in fact, in Easy Money, Easy Life, one of the gifts in that is that there is a magical sentence that if you write down that sentence 21 times every day, within hours and no more than 3 weeks, you'll have more income. And if you notice, I didn't even use the word money because, see, money is actually kind of a dirty word. It's a low vibrational word because of all of our beliefs behind it. It's hard to get, etc. So one of the great tips that all of you can use right now is I'd like you to start building a relationship with money. Because what type of relationship do you have right now with money? Well, you've told money, let's say you and I are having a relationship, and I say to you, there isn't enough of you. Well, hell, I don't feel very good. I'm told that not enough of me, like money. Okay, you told money that. And where are you? You're missing. You're always missing in action. Where the heck are you? Where are you, my checking account or whatever? And so this idea about about building this relationship with money. And so a wonderful way to do that, again, using our all-powerful thoughts, is to say, I have made a home for my treasured companion, money. And so now that's not the magical statement, but that will start building your relationship with money. Now, the other thing, and again, because you brought up money, this is normally my programs are $2,500. I was told by divine intelligence on how to make this program. In fact, right at the end, when I thought it was complete, it has 3 amazing videos that tell you how life plays and how it can play for you and have your dreams come true. And it includes a book, Your Royal Path to Riches, one of my books there about tapping into the subconscious mind, that magical sense it has. So I thought it was done. And so I say to all it is, divine intelligence, I say, well, I think I'm done, but I ask the question, always ask questions. And so I asked the question, am I done? Is there anything else I should include? And they said, well, we want you to include your meditation. Well, I have lots of meditations that I made. And I said, which one? And I was told, not yours. And I'm thinking, which one? And 5 years ago, I was on the phone, scheduled an appointment with somebody that was going to do a meditation or something, went to the office at 5th floor, knocked on the door, no name on the door. They say, come in. It's a dark room. I sit down, and they tell me, just sit down right now. There's somebody kind of in the back, couldn't really see. And they do this amazing meditation for me. And I was out like in 30 seconds. I was out and they just put me down under. And I woke up and I felt so good. And he goes, "You can now go, son." And he hands me something. And I walk out of that room in a daze. And I come home and it's a CD and it's this meditation. And I went back then to that office. I tried to find where I contacted that person. I couldn't see where the person was. So I went back to the 5th floor, knocked on that door, no answer. I go back downstairs. I ask management, "Hey, I just met someone a couple of weeks ago on the 5th floor." They go, "I'm sorry, that room has been occupied for months now." And I'm like, what the heck? So I'm being told now, just recently, on include this meditation. Well, that meditation I listen to at least twice a day because it puts me in a pure state of allowing and oneness with God and all that is. And it's that meditation. And I went, oh my God. And I realized it was from Archangel Michael. And he had given me that message, that meditation, and I've included it now to the world in Easy Money, Easy Life, and it's $97. And again, if you want to learn a quick way to get easy money and have an easy life, that's where it is. But hopefully that story inspired you that magic is all around us and our angels are there to guide us, lead us, and support us.
Oh my gosh, no kidding. Wow. Wow. So how did you become a brain scientist?
Yeah, mental scientist.
What does a brain scientist do?
A mental scientist. And
mental scientist.
Yeah. And so I got my undergraduate at University of Wisconsin-Madison, my undergraduate in business, because I thought I was going to be a businessman, but I really liked human psychology. So I decided, hey, I'll get my master's in human psychology. Then I realized, everything is created from the mind. And so you can get a PhD in mental science. So I went to a 4-year program for mental science. And I actually, what my thesis was and what my main focus was on, I was at Moffitt Cancer Center, and we prayed, this group I assembled, prayed for one wing for their health, and both wings had about the same amount of cancer and illness, if you will, and neither one of them knew we were doing anything with either wing, and we prayed for one wing, and the other wing we didn't pray for, and after 3 months, statistical evidence, statistically accurate, that the ones we prayed for were healthier. And they survived. Wow. And they came out. And so that's where our prayer is powerful too. And for us to realize that when we pray for others, so what are we praying for others though? That SOB guy, or are we sending love and well-being? And so that's how I got into that. But then I recognized that God was included. See, the scientists didn't include God there. And so that's when I went through 4 years of seminary school to become an ordained minister. And I really found out, and I was able to put everything together to where that signal of feelings that we have from our thoughts actually goes within to God, because where's God? God's within us, to God. And that's our communication system, is through our feelings. So before we came here, we said, oh God, we can't wait to get back down here. And this is perfect contrast, this world, everything we want, everything we don't want, we brush up against what we don't want. That helps birth what we do want. We put eternity into everything. But God, I got one question. How do I communicate with you when I'm down here? And it kind of happened like this. And God says, and I said, is it going to be English? Is it going to be Spanish? And God smiles and says, oh, no, my dear child, that I love you so much. I have the perfect way to communicate with you. I'll communicate every moment of every day with you. And I'll do that through feelings. So when you feel bad, that I'm telling you that you're not on your path. You're not thinking about this the way that I am. When you feel good, you're thinking about this the way that I am, and you are on your lighted path. And so it's all about our feelings. And if you'll just be guided and ask every day, I want to feel better, you will be on your path, and you'll have all your dreams, and you will be happiness solved.
Well, after that, I don't know what else we can talk about. No, Dr. Hank, this has been so great and amazing. And so where can people find your programs and your courses and books and all of that?
Yeah, you bet. And so really the easiest way, and this is how I like it, I'm just an intimate guy and I love it, that just call me, text me. My number is 214-753-7204. Or again, 214-753-7204, or you can do an email, drhank@drhank, talk about easy, drhank@drhank.biz, B-I-Z. And then,
is that your website?
Well, actually, my website, it will take you, drhank.biz will take you to my website. It's the official name is drhank, and then my last name, Seitz, SEITZ.com. But you can see me, and, my books are on Amazon and whatever. And so, but I'd love to talk to you. And if any of you want the Joy Shop, then I'd be happy to give that. It'll improve your thinking, take you to where you want, and just give me a call, and we'll talk about it, and I'll send it to you. And so I'd love to help you become your greatest possibility.
Oh, I love it. Dr. Hank, thank you so much for joining me today. This has been so great.
Thank you, Sandee. You're amazing. And everybody out there, know that you can be, do, and have all of your dreams come true. Love you.